This 14-year-old Dell is worth $8,000 today. That's because it's a sleeper, completely unassuming on the outside, but packed with modern and, in this case, high-end hardware on the inside. Building this out during a recent live stream was a journey, to say the least, but several buckets of blood, sweat, and tears later, the vision was realized and a Dell was born. So in case you didn't have 5.5 hours to catch the live stream, or you just want to see how my Franken-build performs after all the post-stream tweaks and fine-tuning, I'm about to tell you the whole story. Before we continue, thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. As someone who typically has a hard time sleeping, getting a quality mattress has been an absolute game changer for me. Waking up fully rested lets me function at my best. I'm more focused at work, and I don't need that afternoon nap like I used to. Helix delivers right to your door with free shipping in the US. The mattress comes rolled up in a box, and it's super easy to set up. You can even take their sleep quiz to find the right mattress for your sleep style. It's perfect for indecisive customers like myself. I also just snagged a couple of their Comfort Adjust cooling pillows that can be customized to support every sleeping position and preference. Just choose the firmness and height that works best for you. If you tend to run hot at night, the pillow features Glaciotech's heat-conductive fabric, which does wonders for me. And the shredded memory foam is incredibly comfortable. The shape conforms gently to my neck and head while maintaining proper support. So if you're looking for a customizable pillow without paying a custom price, it's definitely worth checking out. To learn more, visit helixsleep.com/bitwit to take advantage of their Memorial Day sale exclusive partner offer and get 27% off site-wide. Thanks again to Helix Sleep for sponsoring. Now back to the video. Like my post from a month ago said, I found an old Dell in my garage. No, not the garage that burned down with my house last year, the one where I'm living now. But where did this desktop come from if I lost everything in the fire? Well, the thing is, I didn't exactly lose everything. My studio office at the time, which was down the street from my old house, survived, along with all the tech inside it, including this desktop. A Dell Vostro pre-built that's over a decade old and mysteriously missing its memory. Somehow the AI boom just went from inflationary to inexplicably supernatural. Spooky. At any rate, I couldn't remember how the PC ended up in my garage or who it originally belonged to. I just knew I wanted to do something cool with it, so I went shopping. Well, sort of. Most of the build ended up coming together with spare parts I already had lying around. The final roster was an eye-watering smorgasbord of S-tier hardware, with several components that are statement pieces on their own. An AMD Ryzen 7 9850X3D, 96 gigs of DDR5 memory from G.Skill, 5 terabytes of NVMe storage, and an Nvidia RTX 5090 Founders Edition. As one commenter put it best, that's not a sleeper, that's a f***ing coma. With a plan in my brain and a twinkle in my eye, I began gutting the Dell and discovered an Intel Core i5-3450, a quad-core Ivy Bridge CPU with thermal paste drier than a camel's ass crack. But dusty old components weren't the only thing I needed to purge from this case. The hard drive cage was limiting our GPU clearance, and since it was riveted to the chassis, out came the power drill. It was on this day I learned that drilling out rivets was surprisingly easy. So with the hard drive cage removed, the only other mod was cutting holes for some T30 120mm fans from Phanteks. The plan was to run one intake on the side by the motherboard and 2 intakes on the bottom positioned directly beneath the 5090 fans. Compared to the case's single 90mm rear exhaust, this quick mod would improve airflow dramatically. Okay, the mod wasn't that quick. After half an hour of trying, I still couldn't cut through the case's thin metal panels. Apparently the hole saw I bought on Amazon was complete garbage, which honestly should have been obvious from the $12 price tag. My friend Alvaro, who's also the contractor building my house, recommended a carbide-tipped hole saw from Spider that set me back $80. But after watching it cut 3 holes in this case within seconds, the sticker shock wore off pretty fast. That said, I'm putting this thing to the ultimate test on my next stream, where I attempt to install 21 fans into this case. That stream starts on Monday, May 18th at 4 p.m. Pacific, so stop by because it's going to be a lot of fun and really dumb. After drilling out the fan corner holes and some Dremel action to smooth out the edges, all that was left was building the PC. The highlight here was definitely seeing how perfectly the fans and grills mounted up with the holes I made. It looked way cleaner than I expected and reminded me that quality tools really do make all the difference. During installation, I noticed the bottom intakes were getting starved for airflow because the case's original rubber feet were only a few millimeters tall, so I swapped them for half-inch feet, which gave the fans all the breathing room they needed. As you can see, the hardware store didn't have any black feet in stock, but Chat and I agreed, the white shoes actually look kinda cool. One of my favorite additions to the build was the 3.5-inch front panel hub I installed in place of the original USB 2 reader. Not only does it add modern I/O like a 20 gigabits per second USB-C port, but it can also be hidden behind the front panel for discretion. And just like that, our sleeper was born, eventually earning the name Adele, courtesy of one of the stream chatters. Now I'll admit, the brief demo I did on stream didn't exactly paint Adele in the best light. Despite impressive frame rates in Cyberpunk at 4K, both the CPU and GPU were climbing past 80 degrees Celsius, and the fans were loud. It wasn't until after the stream ended that I really started fine-tuning things to unlock the build's full potential, starting with the fan setup. This is how I originally had the fans configured, which clearly wasn't ideal. I first tried flipping the side fan to exhaust, and while that improved GPU temps, the CPU suffered. So I also flipped the rear fan and CPU cooler fan. That ended up delivering the best airflow and thermal balance overall. The last fan tweak was setting the bottom intake fans to silent mode, which actually improved GPU thermals, and there's a good explanation for that. You see, the GPU already has its own fans designed to pull air smoothly into the heatsink. If nearby fans spin too fast, the turbulence can actually disrupt that airflow instead of helping it. The result of getting all these fans to synergize? Lower GPU temps and less noise. To improve thermals even further, I used PBO's curve optimizer to undervolt the 9850X3D with a -10 offset. And I would have preferred something slightly more aggressive, but pushing beyond that introduced instability and system crashes. For the RTX 5090 undervolt, I used MSI Afterburner and locked the core clock to 2800 MHz at 900 millivolts, and this dropped GPU temps by 8 degrees Celsius. Nice. I also boosted the memory clock by 2000 MHz. In the end, a 20-minute maxed out Cyberpunk run at 4K resulted in average temperatures of 75 degrees Celsius on the CPU and 74°C on the GPU. The combination of modding and undervolting turned what would have been a thermal nightmare into something practical for everyday use. During and after the stream, many of you asked what my plans were for this build, and while I originally said it would be disassembled and repurposed for future projects, I've actually decided to turn it into the new HTPC for our home, even if it's wildly overqualified for the job. A couple months ago, our old HTPC started having issues and got torn apart for repairs, so it's been really nice having a gaming setup in the living room again. Now I could leave this build exactly as is and be perfectly happy with it, but the gears in the insatiable enthusiast side of my brain are already turning. Another fan for the CPU cooler, a Blu-ray drive, despite losing my entire Blu-ray collection in the fire, sleeved cables, maybe even a black painted interior. Whether or not I ever go through with those upgrades, I want Adele to know that she's enough, just the way she is, until I get bored and replace her. But that is going to do it for this one. Let me know what you think of the build. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 kidneys. What do you think? Let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and I will see y'all in the next video.